Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I have quite an exciting project planned. It's a thrift flip project, which is something I haven't done in a little while and I'm really excited to give it a go. I recently thrifted these two gorgeous lampshades. This one here was $10 and this one was $6. The op shop or thrift shop that I went into had an abundance of these fabric covered lampshades. There were so many to choose from, but I was very drawn to these two lampshades in particular because I just adored the shape of them. They are unfortunately covered in fabric that it looks a little bit worn in places and it's just not quite my style, so I thought I'd pick them up and have a go at potentially recovering them and making them a bit more me. I have never covered a lampshade before. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I feel like it's going to be a really pretty straightforward project and just a fun little crafty project for today as well. This one here has trim on it as well, and I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of the trim look. I really love the scalloped shape of this one and the size of it's really nice as well. I feel like this one could even be like a shade for main light in the room. Whereas this one here is just a little bit smaller. It's very cute and I feel like this one would make the perfect shade for a lamp. So I'm definitely going to be using some fabric to cover these lampshades, and when I was first looking for inspiration on kind of like what ideas I could try, I made a beeline to one of my favorite resources for craft ideas and inspiration, and that is Craftsy, who I'm excited to have as the sponsor of this video. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative with more than 2,000 exciting classes in over 20 popular craft categories like sewing, crochet, knitting, painting, photography, cake decorating, woodworking. The list goes on and on. The classes on Craftsy are able to be taken at your own pace, which is perfect when you just have a small pocket of time you want to fill in with something inspiring. And there are new classes being added to Craftsy all of the time, so there's always a new craft to discover and to keep you inspired. This year I set myself the goal to learn how to colorwork knit, which is something I've always been super intimidated by. And then I watched a class on Craftsy called Colorwork Made Easy by Melissa Ligman that went through all the basics on how to colorwork step by step, including how to actually read colorwork charts and all the different ways you can achieve colorwork designs in your knitting. So I was able to get a bit of a deep dive into the topic and ended up choosing the method of colorwork knitting that made the most sense to me. And now, thanks to Craftsy and that class I took, I can proudly say I have completed my first colorwork knitting item. This vest I'm wearing is my first attempt at colorwork and I'm so proud of it. I think it has turned out so cute and I'm really excited to make more colorwork knitted items for my wardrobe in the future. So if you'd like to go and check out Craftsy for yourself, then the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description below this video will receive a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. This offer is valid to new members only, and thank you so much Craftsy for sponsoring this video. So first things first, here are all the supplies you'll need to complete a lampshade recovering project. You'll obviously need the lampshades you would like to cover, you'll need some fabric, a glue gun with loads of extra glue sticks, a pair of fabric scissors, and you will also need some kind of trim, but I'm actually planning on making my own, which I'll go into more detail about later on in this video. And we need to start this project by removing the old materials from the lampshade. With my lampshade, I found the material came away super easily, way more easily than I was anticipating, and so I started by ripping off all of the trim, and I also ripped away the tassel trim from the bottom of the lampshade. And then I used my fabric scissors to cut away all of the fabric panels from the lampshade frame. Okay, the fabric has been removed from the frames, so you can now see the shape of them a little bit better. They're just so cute, the perfect little scalloped lampshades. This one, the fabric came away a lot easier, and as you can see, there's this kind of like fabric ribbon binding wrapped around the frame entirely. This is what's going to be helpful for sticking the fabric onto. It's all attached with a glue gun, which is going to make it quite a quick and easy project, I think. So the fabrics I have to work with are just a few I picked up from Spotlight recently. This one in particular I have fallen completely in love with. It's the perfect little micro floral cotton fabric. I think when it comes to making lampshades out of fabric, it's important to have natural fabrics because they can become a fire hazard, I believe. I need to do a bit more research on that because I did pick up this textured polyester. So I'm gonna just do a quick research on whether or not this is a good choice because I love the baby pink color of this, and also the texture of it's really interesting too. And then I also have this butter yellow seersucker fabric that works perfectly, like so perfectly with this floral. So I'm thinking I might do an alternate plain floral situation on one of the lamps as well. So yeah, let me just research whether or not this polyester fabric is a good choice, and then we can start cutting out all the pieces needed to cover the lamps. So after confirming that it is perfectly safe to use the polyester fabric, it was time to make a template. To do this, I took one of the fabric panels I removed from the lampshade and traced it out onto some paper, making sure to trace it at least 1 centimeter or half an inch larger than the original fabric piece. This is to account for any fabric that might have been removed from the panel piece in the cutting process. I then folded the paper template in half to make sure it was symmetrical. I then compared it to the space we need to cover on the lampshade and trimmed away any parts that needed to be trimmed until it was the correct shape and fit. The template piece should be a little larger than the section you need to cover. Then it was time to cut the template out of the fabric. I've got my hot glue gun heating up away next to me, and I've also got some extra glue sticks because I feel like this project is going to take a fair bit of glue. And I've cut out all the pieces to cover the lampshades. I've decided to go plain floral for the base of this one, and then plain textured pink for the little one. I think I might keep the trim the same pink for this one, so the whole lamp is the one color scheme, but this one I think I will add the butter yellow as the trim, or even maybe the pink. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna get these glued on first, see how it looks, and then decide on the trim. I'm a little nervous about this step. I'm not sure if this is going to work, or if it's going to be really difficult, or if it's going to be easy. I'm not sure, so let's just jump in and see how we go. I chose today to film because it said it was going to be pure sunny all day, and it's turned out to be the cloudiest day in existence. So if the lighting changes a lot in this video, I'm really sorry about that. I'm just going to jump in, I think. I feel like I've already got glue all over me. Oh my goodness. I guess I'll just glue along the frame. Well, it uses so much glue so quickly. Alright, it's starting to dry. Let's just stick it on. Don't think you have to be perfect because you can trim it later. It's just the most important thing is it needs to be tight. Tightly placed on. Okay, I'm going to have to be way quicker with the glue. It's already dried. Way quicker. Glue, 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 glue. Stick with that side first. Try not to burn myself. Yeah, I think doing a little bit at a time is definitely the way to go. Okay, it's looking good. One side at a time is the way to go. That has worked so much better. Honestly, it's looking so cute. So yeah, in the end, I figured out that it was best to glue the fabric panels in place one side at a time. After completing 2 lampshades, I actually found it best to glue the left side and the top first, then the right side, and then lastly the bottom scallop shape. I hadn't quite figured that out yet at this stage of the project, but doing it in this order made the fabric stick in place a lot neater and a little bit more taut as well. I kept repeating this process until the entire lampshade was covered. Once the lampshade was fully covered, I trimmed away the excess fabric. And now it's time to add some trim. Okay, so time to talk about trims. I have decided I want to add some cute ruffle trim to my lamps. Because I think it would be fun to make my own trim, and I feel like a ruffled trim should be pretty straightforward and easy to make. But I also think it's just going to look so beautiful with these fabrics. So I have made some bias binding. I've started with this peachy pink fabric. I'm going to gather this up now. To gather the trim, I actually opted to use a gathering foot on my sewing machine, as this just made the whole process a lot easier and more time effective. I've shared a video all about how to gather fabric either with or without a gathering foot, and I'll have the video linked in the description below if you're interested in checking that out. Making the trim took way longer than I expected, but I've got random bits of gathered trim here that I'm going to now attach to the lampshades. Just made a heap of the peach colour because I'm going to use peach definitely on this lampshade, but I do think it contrasts really nicely with the fabric for this one as well. So I'm going to start with this lampshade, see what it looks like, and then if I need to make more for this one, I'll do that. So to add the trim, I simply glued along the frame and then used the trim to cover up any raw edges that might be exposed where the fabric panels met up. I then also placed the trim along the top of the frame and along the bottom of the frame, trying my best to keep it in line with the adorable scalloped edge of the original frame as much as possible. Okay, my lampshades are finished and I cannot believe how cute these turned out. I still need to get rid of all the glue string that is just hanging off all the bits and pieces I've just glued onto the lampshade, but they are looking so cute. Let me put some footage in now of these lampshades on lampstands, properly set up, so you can get a good proper look at what these finished lampshades look like. I could not be happier with how these lampshades turned out. They have matched my vision perfectly. They are so much more my style now, and I just think that ruffled gathered trim adds the most gorgeous detail. I think the contrasting ruffle looks cute, and I also really love just this plain simple version, and I can't wait to actually set them up in my house. I think they're going to just look so cute. I'm actually so surprised at how easy this little makeover project was. The only time consuming part really was making the ruffled trim. So if you're having a go at this project and you're using a pre-bought trim, you could easily achieve this project in a cozy crafternoon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed coming along for this thrift flip journey. This project was very sewing adjacent, and I did have a few sewing elements in it, but it was completely different to what I usually do. So it was fun to problem solve and figure out how to make over something that I've never done before. And yeah, it's just been a really fun day of getting crafty and making these adorable lampshades. If you enjoyed this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more thrift flip and sewing type videos just like this one. Thanks so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.